This is Stephen Alexander for another BSFS book review. Quote, "An unjust peace is better than a just war." Unquote. If you said Marcus Tullius Cicero, then you win one internet. The idea of an unjust peace is a big part of Sectors, a book by Harule Stokes. It's a sequel to Fallen Sun. In that sci-fi fantasy war novel, enhanced humans of an industrial state fight enhanced humans from an agricultural state. At the end of the novel, the main character strikes a fatal blow to the Canosian war effort that leads the way to victory for the Alliance. So in this novel, almost 70-some years since the war ended, the Canosians are placed around sectors/concentration camps and their fungal implants are suppressed. This suppression process dulls their minds and their economy, making them little more than a slave caste to the Alliance. The soldiers of the Alliance Empowered program later had kids who had the enhanced strength gene. They became the Next Gen, a group of trained super soldiers sent to the sectors and borders where the Canosians live. That's because Canosian men frequently form gangs and take dangerous drugs to boost their strength, and practically the only ones who can fight them are other enhanced humans. It's a powder keg ready to blow. Slowly, and boy do I mean slowly, entering this powder keg is Joseph, a level 8 next gen with great strength. He just graduated with his friends from the military academy for the Empowered and gets sent to the worst sector, Westwood, to investigate a murder linked to David, the main operative who's also a Fallen, a semi-immortal Alliance soldier. This is like a rookie graduating from Air Force Academy getting sent to True Detective territory in Fallujah 2006. But Joseph has a strong affinity for the Canosians because his mother is a social worker and member of a Canosian rights group, and his father committed suicide partially from the horrors he witnessed as a border guard patrolling the sectors. Can he solve the murder mystery and return home to his mother before his younger brother throws out his stuff? Or is he doomed to die in the sectors like so many of his fellow classmates? Or will he become the instrument of justice the Canosians have waited 70 years for? What did I like about the story? I want you to think about this quote. Okay, that's long enough. The point is that there is an unjust peace and the Canosians feel stuck. The way the author writes about this reminds me of how suppressed people handle their oppression. But unlike people in our world, there is nowhere for the Canosians to run to. The way Stokes writes about this is a bit of high elvery and a bit of sympathy for the devil, and giving us the viewpoint of Joseph, the young Alliance operative, really grounds the story. In some ways, I think the Canosians would prefer dying out in the war rather than their current lot in life. While I wasn't a big fan of the way he wrote Satpal's family, I think it was a necessary approach to show how broken the people's minds were due to the oppressive nature of the calling process and the loss of the way of life the people wish to cling to. A few characters from Fallen Sun return, and the main character gets a shout out from David, the Fallen operative, which I liked. What didn't I like about the story? You know how I teased Gerald L. Coleman about When Night Falls being too long? Guess what, folks? We have a winner chicken dinner for no unnecessary pages in a novel. At 564 pages, it doesn't quite eclipse the previous winner, but it's definitely the longest non-anthology I've read for the club, if not my life. And like many books, it could have used a lot of trimming. My recommendation: if you liked Fallen Sun, you'll like this story, but it's going to take a lot of time to read through it. I felt like the page length and unnecessary length of conversations hold back the story, and so I docked it. I'm giving Sectors a score of 3.5 out of 5 stars. It tried to rise above its predecessor, but fell short. Before I call it a night, I'd like to share with you some cool comics I've come across. Millennium Comics is a new dog in the comics game, and their artwork has some solid bite to it. I'm not a fan of the main character's mask, but the rest of the art and the styling look amazing. If I had more time, it would be on my review list. But I like the style and direction Millennium is taking Delta Dogs in, and I think you'll like it too. So if you have time, check them out. See ya.